episode 5 of W-EPS The Peak. I'm Riley Benvos.
And I'm Jessica Getzfred.
I gotta ask, what is with the bubbles?
Well, there's just so much bad news out there. I thought we maybe should be a little more bubbly.
When people say bubbly, they don't mean it literally. They mean more uplifting.
Well, they are uplifting.
Well, yeah, I kind of like them.
Joey doesn't like them.
Oh. Didn't he write the first story?
Yeah, he did.
About winter sports?
Yep, take it away, Joey.
With the busiest time of the year underway, many kids are caught up in it all. Fortunately, after a great season, the EPS winter sports are coming to a close. With both EPS basketball teams bringing home the gold from the holiday tournament, there is no surprise they are the ones to watch. Junior Colton Wright believes their season has been going well.
Our season has been going pretty good this year. I was expecting us to have a higher record than we are now.
Head coach Michael Becker agrees.
I would say our season has been very exciting this year. We've had lots of close games and both wins and losses that have been exciting for everybody that's been involved.
Sophomore David Dury feels the team has some strengths this year.
Shooting the ball and rebounding.
Freshman Nick Anderson agrees.
Having height advantage over some teams and be able to rebound.
Senior Jordan Lindgren feels they do have an area needing improvement.
Our team weaknesses is free throws.
Becker couldn't agree more.
We've struggled with making free throws this year.
Regardless of how the season progresses, Wright loves the sport.
I just really enjoy basketball as a whole. I think it's a fun sport to be a part of, and it's very exciting, and it'll get the blood flowing in them close games.
Lindgren likes the game, but finds some parts difficult.
Being a kind of weak person and trying to push people that are a couple pounds heavier than me.
Becker, who has been at the helm for 5 years now, has a goal for the kids to get better.
We always talk about just getting better every day, improving every practice, every game, and just trying to make the strides to be better at the end of the year than you were at the beginning of the year.
Dury feels one word describes his team.
Characters. We all have our strengths in our positions and we all have our weaknesses.
Anderson also has a word.
Dedicated because we always like to do our best on and off the court.
Head girls basketball coach Randy Eisenhower, who has been coaching for 18 years, has one goal for this year.
To grow. That's something we started, like I said, answering that one question, to grow from game to game, week to week, practice to practice. We started off, we didn't know what we were really going to have, especially after that first game. Kind of kids started doubting a little bit of themselves. But we've grown. We're 12-3 sitting right now. We're one of the top 5 teams in our conference. So our goals are just going to continue to grow, continue to get better, and see what happens.
Senior Theana Dunn believes they had a good season.
Pretty well considering COVID and everything. I think that we've really improved since the beginning of the season.
Sophomore Grace Mace believes their strength is ball handling.
We're really good at getting the ball down, and we're all pretty confident in ourselves, and as a team together, we work really good together.
Freshman Brenna Martinson feels the team has some weaknesses as well.
Boxing out and free throws.
Fellow freshman Bailey Bustede has a favorite part of basketball.
Just being in the team atmosphere and the friendships.
Eisenhower describes his team in one word.
Family. The kids come up, we usually have a saying every year, and this year they said family. I think they wanted to make sure everybody worked together. Kids got along, and that's something that we are doing right now. So overall, the word this year is family.
While a number of kids were active on the court, others hit the mats once winter rolled around. Historically, EPS wrestling has been dominated by boys, but EPS now has an official girls wrestling program. Sophomore Isabella Smith, one of the first female wrestlers at EPS, is happy for the opportunity.
I feel great knowing that I'm starting something new and doing that for all girls and opening the doors to new possibilities, and wrestling is an example of one thing. I'm proud to be the example and inspiration for all girls out there and say that you really can do anything you want. You just got to work hard for it.
Though she enjoys the sport, Smith does have some struggles.
Probably cutting weight and wrestling with asthma, because cutting weight is hard because food is really good. And asthma and wrestling is hard because, people are kind of required to breathe, and you get fatted on and your lungs get squished, so.
Smith describes her team in one word.
Well, I would say hungry, because we're all cutting weight. Everybody's cranky and tired, and who's not hungry all the time.
Junior Thomas Warnicki was pleased with his first season at EPS.
I think that our season's going pretty good.
What Warnicki likes about wrestling is the challenge.
Pushing yourself to achieve better goals.
He also has a great goal for this season.
To get better each time I hit the mat.
Wrestling coach Mike Zeggers, who has coached for 30 years, is the head coach for both teams.
This season's been going pretty well. With girls in the system now, it's something different. That's kind of new and exciting. We have a few more numbers in last year, so I'm kind of excited. The year's been going better than I thought.
According to Zeggers, there are differences between girls and boys wrestling.
Wrestling is more designed for boys, their structure. Girls can't quite do as much as guys do during wrestling, but I'll admit, watching girls wrestle or girls are much more, when they wrestle, they're almost vicious. They're competitive. They don't like to lose.
Zeggers feels one word describes his team.
One word to describe the team, I would say commitment. Because I've never been around kids that like to practice in the morning. They like to practice in the morning, they get here early, and they work hard, and they do what they're told. I guess as a group, I've never seen kids that are so ambitious to want to practice and do work. So I'd say commitment sums up this team.
Congratulations on a successful winter season, Pack.
Frogs. What? Frogs. What about them? Frogs. I think they are more uplifting than bubbles. You're still on that? Yes. But why frogs? Why not? Okay. Frogs are green. You know what else is green? Grass. Do you know where grass is? Outside the preschool building. You know what's in the preschool building? Shanda Schindler. How did you even relate that? Isn't your story about Chandler? Well, yeah, I guess it is. Good transition, Riley. Along with new teachers in the high school, there has also been a new addition to the elementary staff. This year, the kindergarten classroom has a new paraprofessional on staff, Shanda Schindler. Schindler graduated from Elgin Public Schools and went on to Northeast Community College for 2 years. Then she transferred to Wayne State for another 2 years. Her family consists of her husband, Jesse, and 3 children.
My husband and I have 3 kids. Tenley is 8, and she's in the 3rd grade here at Elgin Public. Taryn is going to be 6, and she's in kindergarten. And Callan is going to be 3, our son, and he will be in afternoon preschool next year at Elgin Public.
Schindler has always had a passion for working with children, and before becoming a paraprofessional, she ran her own in-home daycare.
I've always had a passion for working and being around children, and the school is a great setting for that. Watching them grow and learn and learning things daily is very rewarding. So that's why I chose education.
Schindler now works in the kindergarten and 2nd grade room, as well as oversees the cafeteria during elementary lunch. She has many duties throughout the day.
A para is a helper. They help the teachers, the students, one-on-one, going into the classrooms with students. I assist the teachers and the students.
Though this is Schindler's first year, she already has decided her favorite part of her job.
The kids. They make coming to school enjoyable. Watching them learn new things is enjoyable. They grasp a new concept, and watching them excel.
Schindler has also learned some things that help make her day a bit easier.
Each day is different. The kids all grow and learn at their own pace, and just staying positive and being a good listener to the kids is so important.
Welcome to EPS, Mrs. Schindler. We are happy to have you here.
That was a perfect transition. You can't tell me it wasn't.
I guess. Isn't your story next?
Yes, do you know what it's about?
No, I don't. Give me a hint.
Jesse.
What?
Jesse.
What?
Not you, Jesse Reisman.
Oh, you have the speech story.
Yes, exactly. I don't know why it took you so long. EPS is a busy place with lots of activities for students to participate in. Speech is one of those activities that students can join during the 2nd semester. This year, 11 students competed on the speech team. Freshman Bailey Busty joined speech for a couple reasons.
I think just getting out of my comfort zone and hearing about all the other kids who enjoyed it made me want to do it.
Senior Theana Dunn has been involved in speech since she was a freshman, finding her inspiration from her older sister.
My sister did it when she was in high school, and I would watch her, and I just thought it was a lot of fun.
Just like any other activity, being in speech creates memories. Busty has some favorites.
Listening to Jesse's stories during practices and on the way to speech meets.
The speech team begins preparing following their return from Christmas break. Team members can choose from 9 different events. Senior Jordan Lindgren has competed in 1 event.
Informative, because that's the only thing I know I'm good at.
While every speech meet is a little different, Dunfield's most meet days are pretty typical.
Waking up early, getting there, getting dressed, looking for the classrooms you go to, and then performing and waiting, and it's just a lot of chaos and running around.
With COVID still in the air, there are small changes to the typical speech meet. Coach Jessie Reisman has been around the speech world for a while. Reisman, who is in her 13th season, feels that this season is a little different.
Speech has been greatly affected by COVID. I think losing last year, the kids having the opportunity to go to district and perform at state, some of the kids this year that are maybe sophomores never got the opportunity to see what that was all about, the motivation, the build. I think it hurts the team in that way. But it also, for families to be able to watch their daughters, granddaughters, whatever, perform, because the meets have basically been closed, so they're not performing in front of an audience like they would in other years. So yeah, I think COVID's affected it a lot.
Even though there have been some differences this season, Lindgren still has the same goal.
Try to make it a state speech and medal in the, I guess you can say, regular season, unlike the past 2 years.
According to the coaches, the number of team members varies from year to year. Reasons for being a part of the activities varied as well. This year, members encouraged people to participate.
Because it's really fun and it gets you out of your comfort zone and you meet a bunch of new people, and it's just a good experience, and a lot of times people regret not going out.
It just helps people get out of their comfort zone and do something that they might not be comfortable with at the time, but I think it makes them better for the future.
I think they should go out for speech because they get to meet new people, and it just like helps improve their, like, if they have stage fright, it just just slowly disintegrates the stage fright, if you want to say it that way. And speech is just fun, especially with Mrs. Shue and Jesse. You learn to have a lot of fun when they're around.
I don't know, just because it's a lot of fun. I'm just gonna, I don't know. I got nothing else.
Congratulations on a great season, Elgin Speedsters.
Since it's the ending, can we get out the bubbles again?
Only if there are frogs.
Close your eyes.
If you're a frog, I'm gonna squeak.
Okay, open.
Nice.
It's bubble time.
Thank you, John Baylor. Nothing is more uplifting than frogs and bubbles.
I'm Jessica Getzfred.
I'm Riley Brennevoss.
Be sure to join us in our next broadcast.
Keep an eye out for our newsletter.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter.
At W-EPS The Beat.
On air.
In print.
In the know.